Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo.
Hello there, this is Maiyegun live. So for wherever you are joining me from, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let me get myself ready to start cable. Right. Yeah, if you have read the caption of the broadcast, you can make your own contribution accordingly. Yeah, I'll be able to read your comments, and you can also share this with your friends on all platforms that you are, active. I mean, all you need to do is that go on there, click on the share, and you can share anywhere, everywhere. You can also subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay. Yeah. So we're reading the news, and even though we were expecting the likes of Osinbajo and every one of them parading themselves as Yorubas in the Buhari's government to come forward and use their position right now and speak out on what is going on in Yoruba land. But again, whenever there's maybe some of you haven't really noticed in Nigeria, whenever there is any uproar about something that has to do with Fulani, at that point, that will be the time that Osinbajo will come out, and they will just throw one lousy fake program to distract everybody and make it look like that conversation is irrelevant. You know what I mean? Maybe you haven't noticed or pay attention to that. They do that all the time. Okay. So when they brought trader money, it was towards the election in 2019. Trader money wasn't part of their plan when they were campaigning and lying all over the place in 2014, 2015. So it was an afterthought. It was like, there's no way we're going to be able to rig this election without having to buy the people. Then how do we buy the people without having to buy the people in the real sense of it? So as a government, let's put together a package and lift so people out of poverty. That's always the agenda, because they are fighting for the poor. Do you get that now? But the insecurity problem in Yoruba land, that they are doing everything to suppress and make sure that the news doesn't really make it so far. And they can't do that. Unfortunately for them, they can't, right? So they are bringing another one. They want to lift 24 million Nigerians out of poverty. Do you get that now? They want to lift 24 million Nigerians out of poverty by giving them 5,000 naira every month. I don't know what 5,000 naira is in your own currency if you are not living in Nigeria. But here in the UK, 5,000 naira is less than 10 pounds. So if I have to be generous, I would say 5,000 naira is 8 pounds. How can you lift people out of poverty by giving them 8 pounds every month? Because these are the questions that people should ask. But you know the way they do it, they lump up this figure, lump together all these figures, fake figures. They don't really have any data. But Osinbajo, they put that in Osinbajo's care, right? So that whenever they needed to distract all of you, they have been doing it, even though it's fraudulent. They have been doing it. Maybe you just haven't paid attention. But the fraud behind it and the man behind it, they were those who put together the lies that if APC change, let me take you through memory lane so that you understand who are we talking about and why. So, some of us who can see through the lies, do you get that now? Who can see through the lies? That is why we keep telling people who jump up every time these guys show up on your screen, speaking big grammar, telling you about this wonderful policy, wonderful ideas that will never really lead to anywhere. So when we shout, you may consider this as just criticizing. Why do you always criticize them? Because you can see through the lies, and all the lies, all the schemes, all of them have consequences that involves people's lives. Do you understand? So when you watch them lie to you, when you watch them make a fake policy real, and in the long run, you ask yourself, where are the beneficiaries of trader money? Where are the beneficiaries of market money? Where are the beneficiaries of other, fake monies put together by Osinbajo to buy election for Buhari in 2019? So where are those people? How come more people are poorer now? Despite all those billions and all those millions of people they gave the money to. I believe you're not in a rush. So let's take them from the beginning. Why they continue to use Osinbajo. And whenever they needed any sort of image laundering, something that will look like Buhari is working, like he's working for the poor people, to distract you. That is the moment they always bring out Osinbajo from the closet or from the toilet, wherever they lock him up all the time. So they bring him out and they will tell him, Osinbajo, do your thing. And as like magic, for those of you who are very active on social media handles, like magic, you just begin to see this uproar of Buhari, this Buhari, that, be like, what's going on? What's going on? They just got paid because something is not going right. Buhari's mess, or the stench of his mess, is like everywhere. So they needed his advisor, and that's the moment they always bring Osinbajo out. For those of you who supported them because you thought a Yoruba man would be a number 2 man, and that's why you gave them this. You knew the danger. Let me take you back the memory lane. The intention, according to them, was to stop corruption, okay, so that they can save money and help the poor. Well, let me put it this way. According to Buhari, who possibly didn't even have a clue about what he was saying, these guys from Lagos, from Southwest, Fayemi, Fashola, Amosun, Tifnumbu, Osinbajo himself, and many other people who put together the propaganda of Buhari and change. What they told people were, they were going to care for the young people, the youth. They will give you good education, better education, free education from primary school to tertiary institutions. That was what they promised you. Then by the time you graduated, it was Osinbajo and co that were giving you these promises, remember? So once you graduate, I mean, after you have graduated, yeah, before you find a job, you will be collecting, you will go and register for employment benefits, right? And you'll be collecting an unemployment allowance. And according to them, you will be collecting exact salary that you are worth if you had a job. Do you get that now? So if you are supposed to be, if you graduate as a doctor, and they're like, okay, if as a doctor to start with you, probably you should be earning 150,000 naira. Now you are a graduate, a doctor, you don't have job, okay? So before you find a job, according to this Osinbajo and co in 2014, 2015, before you find a job, you'll be collecting the salary of a doctor. Maybe some of you didn't read the manual of the change they sold to you. Some of you began reading the manual after you have already paid for the change. And here you are. Who sold it to you? Osinbajo, Fashola. So they said they were going to create 3 million jobs for you. Good paying job, according to Osinbajo. Not just anyhow job. Good paying job, because you get good training and they will do all of this within 4 years. That was what Osinbajo said. They were going to reform the judiciary so that the poor man can see justice. You can go to court even if you don't have money. There will be provision for you to in order for you to access justice. As a professor of law, as a lawyer, as a senior advocate of nonsense, many of you believed in, didn't you? So that they will reform the judiciary and you will never have what you are now having today. What do you have today? I'm coming to all of that. 3 million jobs every year. That is 12 million jobs in 4 years. Meanwhile, when they came in, from 13 million unemployed Nigerians, that has now jumped to 33 million unemployed Nigerians unemployed. That means those who had jobs in 2015 who are now unemployed, that number has now jumped up to 33 million. That was what, so they said, Osinbajo will handle the economy. So that because of all these beautiful ideas, great ideas, and that will move Nigeria forward, Osinbajo will be in charge of economy, in charge of Buharinomics. So Osinbajo, lawyer, will be in charge of economy as the vice president. Sound good? I mean, it was pretty much sounded good, but it was a fraud. So after 4 years, Nigeria is now more in debt. The loot they told you that they were going to recovered loot has now been relooted. The thieves they told you that they are going to be called, I mean, they are going to arrest and put in jail. The thieves are now getting more titles now. They are everywhere making laws for you. Do you understand what that means? It means that after 5 years, right? Even upon all of that, the result of all the 5 years is that Nigeria is now poverty capital of the world, right? Nigeria is now poverty capital of the world. Your naira is as worthless as a tissue paper now. You need a lot of it to feel like you have some money. Do you know that? That is after 5 years. So in that in their first 4 years, Osinbajo also came out and they said, oh, we needed to lift 100 million of people out of poverty. In fact, they actually gave a number that it was 10 million. They were going to lift 10 million Nigerians out of poverty before 2019. Remember, who are those giving you those figures? They were the likes of, they were led by Professor Osinbajo, the person that is so good on paper. When they begin to talk to you about what they have done for Nigeria, you'll be sitting down there and be like, is this man talking about Nigeria? Is this the same Nigeria that I'm living in, or which other one? What's he talking about? Fashola that they brought when their lies worked and they gained power. They made Fashola your Minister of Works, Minister of Housing, and Minister of Power. They said they were going to build you 10 million houses. In fact, they actually said they're going to build 40 million houses for you in 4 years. So there's no 40 million houses anywhere because more people are now homeless. You know why? Even those who had homes before they came to power, who were living in their small villages and all of that, many of them are now living in IDP camps. That's after 5 years. So Osinbajo started flying everywhere, giving people 10,000 naira before election to go and start trade, to go and start businesses that will take them out of poverty. And then they brought this poverty ideology, which has now somehow has become part of Nigeria now. The poverty mentality. You know, when the whole thing, when the food prices began grow, I mean, you know, going up and going up and going up, and people started picking on what they would, because of the affordability, they started picking on what they could afford, not what they wanted anymore. So rice became gold. Today, you know the story. Many of you just adjusted. Is that not what you did? People adjusted to it. So in 2015, someone who was earning as little as 15,000 naira can still do a Father Christmas for his family by buying a bag of rice of 8,000 naira, share that to his family members, and feel responsible. Today, many of those in that category are now those in the category of the most, you know, the extremely poor Nigerians, which are now a total of 87 million. Poor Nigerians are now in the region of 140 million. Before it was 1% that were so rich, but you know the number now. It's worse in 5 years. So they didn't stop. Now, let me put it this way. The terrorism in Nigeria escalated under them because it is under them who said they were going to diversify your economy, improve on agriculture, allow you to grow what you eat, and all those funny grammatical campaigns that you listen to. Some of you in the past, we're going to do this, all those flowery, comments that they were making at the time. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. 5 years down the line, no single refinery is working in Nigeria, no single one. They are now praying that God, please let Dangote finish his refinery so that we can say Nigeria is refining oil in Nigeria. But before then, they needed to level the market for Dangote to come into. What does that mean? It means that you probably will be paying 250 naira to a liter of petrol before Dangote petrol comes in. They told you then that once Dangote keeps, you know, monopoly of your cement and all of that, the prices of cement will crash. You know the story. I'm not going to go there. So the other thing is that the economy they promised is a fraud, is a lie. When you look at it critically, they had no scientific backing, no nothing, no verifiable data to back any of those promises. But we kept screaming that this whole thing was a fraud. So it was catching up with them. People are becoming more poorer because those who could feed themselves in the past, many of them are now living in IDP camps. Businesses have folded up. Villagers, farmers who were feeding themselves, who never really cared who is the president or who is not president of Nigeria, they have now been chased away from their farms. All those areas they called food basket of Nigeria, they are now the graveyard center of Nigeria. Go there now. You will see how many of those farmers who have now been killed. You know the story. This happened and got escalated insecurity in 5 years. Now, it is now enveloping the entire country right now. The insecurity. There's no way you can make any progress. There's no prosperity where there's strife. There's all this violence and killings and, terrorism. So it is their government who came in and started paying terrorists. They started with the Dapchi girls. When they paid terrorists who kidnapped schoolgirls in Dapchi, Yobe State in 2016, they paid them how much? They paid them 13.5 million euros, right? And since then, they are no longer dealing with they're no longer dealing with Boko Haram anymore, no longer dealing with ISWAP anymore. They are now dealing with this God-forsaken Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists that are now spreading south. And here we are. The people of the southern Nigeria are reacting. They are reacting to this invasion. They know that this invasion is going to affect their economy very soon. All those who are still managing to survive under the hardship, under the criminal policies of Osinbajo and co, all the falsehood, all the lies, the destruction, those who are managing to survive in Nigeria right now, those who are into farming, into agriculture, in Yoruba land, they are going to run away from that business very, very soon. And do you know what that means? It will crash and further crash the economy of the Western Nigeria, especially Western Nigeria. When they shut down the border, do you know who felt the brunt most? Your Yoruba brothers and sisters. And I'll say, if you can think and understand how deep this is, in all honesty, So you would expect people to rise up and see through this and use their positions to prevent that if they love their people, as they claim. Instead of enforcing an emotional blackmail on them, I'm a Yoruba man. Are you going to go and support other person? Even though if I don't know what I'm doing, even though if I don't know how to fight for you, even though if I try to fight for you, I'm going to go down for it, right? But you just have to just take it like that. Are you not going to support me? I'm a Yoruba man. So you should support me now. I'm a Yoruba man. Come on. And they say, come on, how much of the causes of Yoruba have you really pursued? How many of those? One of them is this one now, the insecurity. Guys, the news came in today. Okay? Seyi Makinde is going to declare war on Sunday Igboho. If you haven't been told, I am telling you that now. Okay? I told you that Amotekun has been compromised. And it is going to be a game of Seyi Makinde, do you want to continue as a governor, or you are going to support your people, take a stand against Fulani, and you think you are going to continue as a governor? So this way the option. Allah for you and co. They've made their positions known. We cannot take a position on existing or evicting Fulanis in Oyo State. Remember, you are just the Lone Ranger among all these APC wolves in Yoruba land. Whatever it is, Seyi Makinde said nobody is leaving and nobody is sending anyone away. And he said if they defy him, he actually gave a press release for that. He made a state broadcast. I'm looking for that video. Once I get it, I'll bring it over here and analyze that for you. Yes, that's the news. Akeredolu is getting the support of so many other Yoruba groups, prominent people right now. In Ondo, they are agreeing with the Ondo State governor that those who are committing crimes in Ondo State, right? If you want to be another in Ondo State, you will not be allowed to graze and move your cows everywhere, destroy people's farms if you have to be in Ondo State. And they want to know you, have your identity, or else you have 7 days to leave Ondo State. So people are supporting him now, but before 7 days, who knows? But from Oyo State, in 2 days' time, the 7 days given to them by Sunday Igboho will lapse. And then the police, the soldiers, they will begin to hunt for Sunday Igboho instead of those who are perpetrating that criminality. Seyi said he's ordered or is advised the police and the military to go into those areas and hunt down anyone committing crime. The usual political statement. Do you get that now? The point is, in 2 days' time, in 48 hours, yeah, you will begin to see better all of these things cooking up. You will begin to see more. You begin to see more. You begin to see more. And you will begin to take positions too. Because that will be necessary when that time comes. You will begin to see that the mask that everyone is wearing is falling off. As they are scheming around Yoruba land right now to tame the spread of the message of the invading Fulani terrorists, yeah? They are now trying to make it that everyone talking about it is trying to start what do you call it? Is trying to start an ethnical or a tribal friction. They want to cause war in Yoruba land. They are pushing that narrative. But to you will think they mean it. You will think that, okay, if you don't want anybody to push agenda of tribal and all of that, what have you done to arrest and bring to justice those who have committed these crimes? What happened to those they have killed? What about those who are victims of kidnappings? What are you doing? What have you done? So far, so good as a government. Or is it just going to be all talk, no action as well? So that's what I'm saying. It is going to be a different ball game this year. Because those who are supposed to speak for Yoruba, those who are parading themselves as Yoruba leaders, they will not have the balls to say it the way it is. We are seeing some who are, and we hope the number increases. Osinbajo is bringing out another scheme. So in 2019, when they started the trader money, they were giving people 10,000 naira to go and start trading. You know what I mean? So when they came back, they said they have Osinbajo said he shared 600 billion naira. Hey, 600 billion naira. To how many traders? They gave a number. They said 11 million trade. Oh boy. So after the election, Buhari just automatically created another ministry and put Shadia there, his former girlfriend. So Shadia, who happened to be a very good cook, according to them, she cooks for whenever, when they were still, when Buhari was still alive properly, yeah. So she would cook, and Buhari and his friends, right? They will eat, and then other thing in the other room, like they say. So that was who Shadia was. She wasn't any, but come on, it is now father, mother, children, Nigeria Limited, the Fulani Republic of Nigeria. So they were like, we cannot allow Osinbajo to continue to manage such money. So they put it in his office, right, for them to make some money and at the same time buy the election. So to them, it worked. But after the election, Buhari just created another ministry, humanitarian disaster management, I don't know the other name, ministry. There was nothing like that before 2019 election. So Shadia became the minister, and Buhari, the first allocation Buhari would give to Shadia was 500 billion naira. And that was when Shadia started this idea of giving 20,000 naira to the poorest Nigerians during the COVID-19 lockdown. And within 3 or 4 days, Shadia came back and she said they have already given over 540 billion naira to 11.4 million households in Nigeria within 4 days for the COVID lockdown. Remember the story, Abi? It was the idea of Osinbajo, fake Pastor Ruga. So they now said trader money, market money, any money going to poor people, including repentant bandits, anyone, everyone of any money going to them will go through the office of Shadia. That means Osinbajo became jobless again. That was when he became active in visiting people who have been killed by bandits, who have been killed by Boko Haram. Keep visiting people, condoling with them, taking Buhari's condolences to them, attending some burials too, especially, when he had to, so it was busy. It was busier throughout the lockdown. So they're doing nothing. Apart from that, they started putting out some fake figures again. Economic advisory team. What economic advisory team? What economic nonsense advisory nonsense are you talking about? Your economy has collapsed. There's no economy that they are managing. So for 5 years that they said Osinbajo is in charge of Nigeria economy, Nigeria local and national debt grew by over 300%. Now they are budgeting, they are going to be spending over 70% of their national budget to finance debt and pay salaries. While they go about borrowing again to construct a single drainage, they have to go and borrow money from China. They have to go. If they meet any ambassador, the first thing they ask is, do you have any spare change to borrow us? I'm not joking. I may make it look lighter. It may sound funny to you, but it's not really that funny. It's a true life story. Everything they are doing right now, they need to borrow. And that's why they are bringing, more people have lost their jobs. There is no money. People are not really going to be paying taxes. So for those who are paying, right, it's not enough to feed their insatiable greed. Buhari and Osinbajo, they are going to feed with 3.4 billion naira in 2021 budget. I don't know what they're going to be feeding on. 3.4 billion to feed president and vice president inside Aso Rock for 2021. They are going to spend about 7 billion servicing the 11 private jets in the presidential fleet. They are going to spend 3 billion for Aso Rock kitchen. They're going to spend 4.4 billion on Aso Rock clinic, the same place that Buhari will never visit. They are putting all this money in. They are going to spend 134 billion on the less than 500 people of National Assembly. 134 billion on them. All this money, they don't have the money. The economic advisory team, nonsense that Osinbajo, fake Pastor Ruga parading himself. The economy is parading itself to be. How can you be lying to yourself? You cannot be managing an economy where insecurity is everywhere. What lie are you telling to yourself? What kind of lie are you actually telling yourself? Do you look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're doing fine? When indeed, you know, more job losses, more farmers killed, more farms destroyed, more villages ransacked, more people living in IDP camps, more borrowing from foreign countries, more devaluation of your naira. And today, £1 is 640 naira to £1. Remember, it was just 230 naira, 240 naira in 2015 when these guys took over. That's more than a 100% increase, isn't it? 150% increase. That's your value. That's your naira. And for this period, for that 5 years, not a single, even your economy that is based on oil, they invested zero in your oil. You still have to continue to import your oil up to the point that the same economy Osinbajo is managing for Buhari, the same economy will begin to import fuel from Niger Republic this year. The same Nigeria is borrowing money to construct thousands of kilometers or to lay thousands of kilometers of pipeline from Niger Delta Republic, from Niger Delta straight down to Niger Republic, just because they want to pump oil there and go and refine it in Niger Republic and bring it back to Nigeria to come and sell it to you. Now they are saying that subsidy is back. 5 years of that economy. So Osinbajo is coming out with a new one. A new one. This time around, it is a new one specialized for the Yorubas. They have impoverished our people. They have destroyed their self-morals. Many of them who were like responsible before 2015. Nigeria has happened to them. They have lost their businesses. They have lost their jobs. They have lost their savings. Many have lost their families. Many have lost their marriages. Many have lost all the good things that makes them who they are. And in the process, they have lost their self-esteem. Go out there, read people's comments on social media, and you look at the pictures of these guys, and you ask yourself, what did Nigeria do to you? Oh, bro. What did Nigeria do to you? What has Nigeria done to you? Like you ask your brother, they don't think rationally anymore. They don't feel anything anymore. Because it is now about survivor. How am I going to survive next? How am I going to survive? Whatever it's going to take to survive the next day. They have lost everything. The fear of losing it all. For some who still have a little to hold on to, the fear of losing everything, they destroy them. But when you are talking to them, you begin to ask yourself, what happened to you, bro? You don't used to think like this. You used to be so human. You used to be so emotional about human beings. You're not really this cold. You're not really this static. You're not this kind of heartless. Look at how you are talking. You are not like this. What has Nigeria done to you? I don't know if you have ever found yourself asking your friends like that before. Or maybe you have found yourself asking again rhetorically by just reading comments on social media and look at young people saying things that are completely God. So they destroyed you. They lied to you. Now they are coming out again. It's like they are not tired. They haven't changed. You see, when you lie and the lives of people are involved, that is something that you shouldn't take lightly if you are a human being, if you have any emotion in you. I know that many of us no longer feel emotional anymore. Many of you have lost your humanity. You have lost your feelings. Nigeria has made you feel so kind of indifferent. You know, like you don't even know how you feel. You don't know if you have to feel emotional when you see people suffer, when you see people die needlessly. Like you are indifferent. You don't know if you should feel concerned. And you don't even know how long that feels. You don't even know, you can't even express that feeling. It's because of how Nigeria has destroyed your psyche. It's because of what Nigeria has done to you. It is so easy to be dismissive. It is so easy to pretend that things are not that bad, even though they are. I don't know how you do it, but I can tell you, if you feel like that, every time we talk about all these vices, all these criminals, and we talk about the consequences of all their actions, because when they take decisions, when they make decisions, oh dear, trust me, human lives are involved. If a government says we are going to plan, if you are reasonable enough, right? If you can be reasonable enough, you will know that every word they say, every action they take, or every inaction of theirs, every of their incompetence, every of their corruption, every of their negligence, and every of their conspiracies, their conspiracies against the people, it's heartbreaking. It's so obvious. And when it comes to people asking again, that who are those who should be speaking out for you? And you realize that they are the same people who are doing everything that you will never be heard. So here we are. The consequences of all their actions affecting the lives of the people that they don't really care, or they believe that they can, few dead bodies. Well, not bad. People will die anyway, so a few dead bodies. One of those dead bodies, or one of those would-be dead bodies, can be somebody so dear to you. And that is the consequences of all their corruption, negligence, incompetence, and I don't care-isms. Human lives are involved. And therefore, you don't joke with that. A professor of law, it was late last year that Keyamo was telling people that he was going to create 774,000 jobs for people. They love to brandish numbers. They love it. We'll do 1,000 electricity, 30,000 generated, 15. That they give you figures. We're going to construct 1,200 and all this nonsense that they won't do. Figures. Thank you very much, Odego, my brother. Osinbajo came out and he said they were planning to lift 20 million people out of poverty. 24 million Nigerians out of poverty. You will think, is he mad? Is Osinbajo actually really mad? Like, who would do that? I don't know. Like Osinbajo sat in his own office and decided that legalizing Bambiala is a way to get people out of poverty. And the Hallelujah boys, the Buhari-dins, the Buhari-didens, they are already in town singing Hosanna. Hosanna is better than nothing. What if they don't give them? What will happen? 5,000 naira will still have some people. Some family will still be able to feed. Some family, that poverty mentality. It is so bad that they have weaponized poverty. Imagine that figure. 24 million Nigerians will be collecting 5,000 naira every 4 weeks. Keyamo said he was going to create 774,000 jobs for people to be cleaning streets, to be clearing drainages, to be clearing, taking, all of that. Just go and work somewhere, do community service, and they will pay you 20,000 naira for 3 months. After that, you will be back jobless again. Like, who does that? Osinbajo, a professor. Let's even leave all the banters out. Let's leave all the banters aside now. Like, do you personally really think this is right? If you have respect for Osinbajo, if Osinbajo respects himself, if there are people around him, like they put this idea together that they will give Someone suggested that as a government policy of helping the poor people during the COVID-19 lockdown, that they are going to give 24 million Nigerians 5,000 naira every month for 3 months, and they will go back to who they are. And they tagged that lifting them out of poverty. Like, think about that, man. What's going to happen to these millions of people if your government knows that to help some people out of poverty, they needed to give them 5,000 naira? And then there are some 24 million of them that are critically poor, that they are so critically poor, and to help them, they need to give them 8 pounds or $10 or $12 maybe every month. And when they tell you that an average poor person in Africa live on $1 a day, you will say, it's all rubbish. It's all nonsense. These Oyinbos are talking. They are just talking nonsense. Well, how can a person live on $1 a day? Divide $12 by 31. I'm not a good mathematician, but I tell you, you will never get up to 50 cents a day from that. I don't know where to. I don't know how to really express how I feel. Just now that I've just, I just had a second thought about it. Like for real, a vice president of a country who is in charge of a recovery. They said they are doing something now called recovery from COVID-19. Nigeria is in recession now, according to them. Meanwhile, Nigerians, they've never been out of recession anyway. You know what I'm talking about? The person in charge of that recovery of that economy out of recession is Osinbajo. Now they're going to go borrow money in the name of 24 million Nigerians that they want to give 5,000 naira to. We don't know their names. We don't know their figures. We don't know data, no nothing. But as usual, you're going to see pictures. You're going to see videos of people they will see on the street and give them some money. And before you know, they will tell you they have spent 400 billion and they have lifted 24 million people out of poverty. Like, how did this guy really think this whole thing out at all? Like, how do they really feel when they finally sit down and say, yeah, this is a very good idea? Keyamo is everywhere. 21st century. 21st century, 2021. Minister in Nigeria, educated lawyer. He is also a senior advocate of nonsense, yeah? Festus Otobo Keyamo is displaying headpan. Pong, 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 2021. Displaying shovel. Displaying wheelbarrow as empowerment of poor people to make Nigeria great. Come on, guys. Come on. No. Come on. No accountability, no nothing, just vibes and inshallah. That's it. Everybody just live through the day. They wake up the following day. They try the same thing again. Then they wake the following day again and again, just like that. They do the same thing year in, year out. And sadly, they are expecting everything to be different. How? How? Somebody said they are going to lift 24 million people out of poverty. And those who are managing poverty right now, who are going to be dealing with this coming economic crunch on southern Nigeria due to the insecurity. You see, the northern Nigeria economically is gone. Did you read the news that Zamfara state governor, after making a peace deal with bandits in Zamfara, and they are paying security money to Zamfara bandits as we speak? Did you read it also in the news that the Zamfara state governor is also give money and new vehicles to repentant bandits? These guys are rehabilitated. It is now, you see all this banditry, insecurity, and all of that. They have given up their economy. The economy is ruined already. Nigeria will bail them out. The rest of you will pay your tax. Okay, you will bail them out with the allocation they collect every month. So they did hear that the guy is sharing the money because it's business in the northern Nigeria now. So now, southern Nigeria, for over a year, they shut your border, and opened the border for one man, Dangote. They killed your brothers and sisters' businesses through that decision. Lives were destroyed. Homes were ruined. People were killed because of that hypertension. You may not count them as anything. That's why I said, what has Nigeria done to you? Bro, what has Nigeria done to you? Where is that your humanity? I mean, all these things affect people's lives. 35 people killed, 40 people killed, 110 farmers beheaded, school children kidnapped, all these killings, all these bombings, all these destructions. They affect lives. They are human beings. Whether you agree with what they agreed to, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, a Southerner or a Northerner, it doesn't really matter. You see all those news, people got killed. Lives got ruined. Economy got destroyed. There is absolutely nothing left in northern Nigeria other than the tatters of whatever they have to hold on to, or for whatever how long it's going to be. And Nigeria is the only thing they have. For those who are parading themselves as politicians and representatives of those areas, all they have left is Nigeria to pay the bill so that they can continue to feed and live. You see what happened to northern Nigeria is now coming to southern Nigeria. They know how to destroy the economy. It's so easy. Now, your farmers who are managing to go to France won't be able to very soon. You see that your fancy travel. You see that your weekend in Lagos. Work in Lagos, weekend in Ibadan. Work in Ijebu, weekend in Ondo. You saw those movements and all of that. You are going to forget about them very soon for security reasons. Ask those who have been traveling through Lokoja Abuja Expressway going to Abuja, or those who have been traveling through Kaduna Abuja Expressway. Ask those who have been traveling through Yobe Damaturu Expressway. How are they doing in the last 5 years? In fact, ask them, how are they doing in the last 1 year? Maybe you have an idea of what I'm talking about. They will ruin the economy. They will destroy everything that is on their path. And you know that. You see these politicians who bury this truth from their people in northern Nigeria, right? They are so ashamed of going back, of telling their people the truth, that they bought the first gun for these terrorists. Now they are back in southern Nigeria. You will begin to live in Lagos forever. And you will forget about traveling everywhere, or you take the risk and the blood of whatever you believe in. Yeah, you're going to get used to that life soon. Now, the economy they are going to ruin further will affect the Yorubas more. I am concerned because when they talk about this, the Nigeria in recession, Nigeria ruined the economy, Nigeria destroyed the economy and all of that. Yeah, I know that when they say Nigeria, they are also added the Yorubas. When people get affected, when people lose their jobs, go to Yoruba land, you will see many of our graduates who are now Okada riders, who are now conductors, who are now supervising, supervise what? They are casual laborers in different Chinese factories, working their asses out. Some of them are jobless now. You know what I mean? They are resorting into other crimes to survive in Yoruba land. And you ask, where are the Yoruba leaders? Where are they? This is what is coming to Yoruba land. It is already in Yoruba land. Seyi Makinde has compromised, guys. Although some people will say, oh, Maiyegun, don't say that. You don't know what he is saying. He may be saying something. He may, Omasio, I understand you. It is that your Omoluwa being you that is making you think maybe there is some hope. Maybe it's not what we are thinking. You don't understand. It is going to get worse soon. You are going to begin to ask yourselves and say, how did we get here? But remember, watch my videos. They are just the diary. Maiyegun's diary is just a diary. That if you have forgotten anything, come back here, open up some videos, watch about 15-20 minutes in them. Go back to the old videos and watch some of them. You realize that there's nothing I'm telling you right now that is new. They are just the manifestation time, the manifestation period. I told you, for those who have known Maiyegun for the past 7 years, I told you about today. I told you about this gang of thieves. I told you about this gang of strange bedfellows. But today, because I'm a Yoruba man, there are many who actually believe that I deserve to share in the blame of those Yorubas that Tifnumbu sold the lies of change to. And who still believe in that lie? Today, they are trapped. They can't be helped except something happens. Except something happened to them. They will never, ever detach themselves from them. But here I am, repeating the same thing I have been speaking and talking about for the past 7 years. Just go dig me up. I mean, go and dig me up out there. And you realize that there's nothing I'm saying today. That is different from what I have said 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And here we are. So it's coming to Yoruba land. We are already there. The Yoruba politicians, the Yoruba governors, I don't know how Akeredolu is going to play his prank out, because according to the intel that they are giving to us now, Akeredolu is going to also backtrack. He's going to change his story soon, okay? All of us, Yorubas, whether you are for PDP or for APC, or whether you are not for any of them, whether you are for Oduduwa Republic, and all of these, beliefs and expectations that everyone is working towards, whatever it is, especially Oduduwa Republic, yeah? In the next few weeks, many of you are going to be on your own. Let me break it down for you. Whether you are a PDP or APC, that means you support the system in that country, or you are a one Nigerian yourself, and you're a Yoruba man, for whatever reason that makes you believe in one Nigeria, in the next few weeks and few months, yeah, you are going to begin to question that belief. That why do you continue to tell yourself that you are a Nigerian when you no longer feel safe? The news of safety, the news of insecurity we have been hearing in the northern Nigeria is already at home in Yoruba land, and it's about to manifest, okay? And this is how they're going to escalate it. Some of you are going to fall victims of all these criminals because they have to use political will now to suppress your voices from reporting them, okay? And in the process of forcing everyone to stop reporting these incidents, right? So many people will be made scapegoats. Some of you are going to go to jail for coming out alone to share information about what is going on in your area. Some of your news are going to be tagged fake news. Nobody will hear your story, okay? And believe them, especially among those you call your leaders. Because believing your story or allowing you to share your story is you telling them that they are not doing their job or coming up truthfully about the danger that you are all in. So whether you are a PDP, APC, or one Nigeria, or a Yoruba man in Yoruba land, the Fulanis and those terrorists are not going to ask you for your identity card. They're not going to ask if you support Buhari or if you don't support him. They don't care if you are a Muslim or if you are a Christian. The victims, and their victims that are really those who survived all these captivities that I'm telling you about today, right? All these stories you have been hearing, yeah? Those who survived, they were not asked if they supported Buhari or if they like Buhari, if they supported APC or PDP. They were not asked if they were Christian or Muslim. They didn't ask them. Those they killed, they didn't ask them. They didn't spare them either. So that is where you have your own partly share of this, the consequences of using politics to suppress the truth about what is going on. They are going to suppress it. Trust me, I know how this works. I have seen it many times, again and again and again. Part of them distracting you, changing the story, changing the headlines, and making, it seems that they are busy working in making your life better, yeah? Part of them is what Osinbajo is about to do. They are going to take over all the media places. He's going to attend some seminars and all of that. They're going to try, but it's going to fail. You know why? Because they are only trying to bury the problem and stand on it and make it seems that it can disappear by just plastering it with some dust. Okay? It's not going to go anywhere. It is still the same incompetence that is leading to, poverty, then poverty leading to further crime, and crime that has now snowballed into terrorism. It is the same thing: corruption, greed, inability to build a country according to the people. You are building yourselves and lying that you are building the people. Then the people you promise that you are building are coming out, the results are coming out that they are complete trash. You produce nothing. Eh? Over 14 million school children out of school. Think about that. 14 million. These school children, we have they are male, females, right? They're going to reproduce, they're going to survive somehow. And you're going to find them on the streets, either with a gun, asking you for your life or your money, or with a gun, asking you to unlock your phone as a police officer, because he has to also and survive somehow. And Nigeria is a crime field. It's a crime scene, for goodness sake. Think about that. So you have your share in all of this, and to distract you, to make it look like all these things are inconsequential, or you are overreacting. That's the word. Maybe you are overreacting. Maybe they are not even killing people. Where are the bodies of people killed? Oh, did you see them? Oh, let us be careful. Don't let us start any ethnic war. Oh, you are afraid of ethnic war. So you are not afraid of being killed in your sleep. Or you're not afraid of being kidnapped on the road when you are going somewhere to go and find something you are going to eat. Or you're not afraid of being kidnapped and killed when you travel back to Nigeria with your family members and you want to go and see the beautiful. At least you probably will tell yourself that those who are asking that they should speak up and protect Yoruba land, you will not be able to provide protection if you don't acknowledge the problem. And you cannot acknowledge your problem without acknowledging the actors in that problem. You need to name names. In this case, they are the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land. Name names, then face the problem. The moment you are unable to do that, the consequences will come back. Then you'll be asking yourselves, you'll likely be agreeing then. And by then, it will be too late. That's the point I'm making. It's not that I'm going to really make a lot of changes, but we have nobody. And I'm saying this to you today on this temple of truth, Maiyegun's diary, Politico. Save it. There is nobody in any position of authority in Yoruba land or who have any influence with anyone in Yoruba land that is on the side of the Yorubas. And you will find out. You are going to find out soon. I'm glad those who are standing up with Akeredolu, the Yorubas who have spoken up. Afenifere, they are in different categories now. There are those called Afenifere Renewal, okay? But there are many. You have Afenifere, Afenifebi, Afenifeku, Afenifeja, Afenifunje, Afenifebi. You know what I mean now? So there are many, but you can pick your own. It depends on where you belong to. Okay. But they have shown interest as Yorubas. That's what you would expect. That listen, all of us feed this talk say with the grace. We not go grieve for this one. We can abuse ourselves, call ourselves. But oh boy, when it comes to Yoruba's safety, Yoruba's security, Yoruba's interest, everybody should be united, especially when it becomes what do you call it? When it becomes security business. Security business should be everybody's business, don't you think? It should be everybody's business. As a Yoruba, you should not be sitting on a table where they are discussing on sacrificing Yorubas. Do you get that now? Sacrificing Yorubas to champion an agenda of an individual without minding the lives of the people that are going to be sacrificed. You shouldn't, as a Yoruba man or woman, you should not be sitting on that table where they are discussing that under no circumstances, except if your greed and your selfishness is legendary. Because legend is only the legends that can be so cold-hearted to trade their own people for money, for position, for power. Buhari did it. They launched war on their own people. They did it. Look at them, they harbor them. Today, they don't even have the balls. They don't have the ball to say we have arrested the criminal terrorists in northern Nigeria and we are going to prosecute them. Think about that. They don't have the balls. Rather, they put together amnesty package for terrorists, bandits, state governor. Imagine that. collecting 300 million naira from a state governor simply because you have guns and you can kidnap people and make more money. Because in a month, if you kidnap like 5,000 people, I'm telling you, these guys kidnap as many as 5,000 people in a month. Each group, not all over the country. If you know the number of people they have kidnapped in Nigeria who are currently in captivity, as you are watching this video, you will be shocked. Only if Nigeria has data. So a bandit in northern Nigeria can kidnap travelers, right? Kidnap about 300 people and make them pay 10 million. That's 3 billion naira. I hope I'm right. So you can make a quick 3 billion. So which one is better? Collect money from governor. The governor that will give you 50 million, 100 million every month. Or go out there and kidnap people. They won't even arrest you anyway. Because if they arrest you, they will free you. They can even give you a car. So now the news came that in Zamfara State, one of the repentant bandits that the governor of Zamfara gave money to and gave them car, they shot a Nigerian soldier, a Nigerian major, or maybe in a corner, wherever. Terrorists, kidnapping people for money, killing people, raping women, raping children. You give them amnesty, you give them money, you give them cars, you give them guns, and you let them do whatever they want because they have amnesty anyway. Then they go about killing people. Then you say people are overreacting, and we should not use that as an example. There are other good repentant bandits. The governor even came out and he said there are bandits who are helping him to negotiate with other bandits to release kidnapped people. So today in Zamfara State, governance has packed up. It is now full-time business. Bandits have taken over people's farms because they are looking for gold. So the governor of Zamfara State is brandishing gold. Only God knows if they're actually gold anyway, but gold. Parading them about and said they want to open foreign reserve for gold for Zamfara State alone. And the Zamfara State gold belongs to Zamfara people. There is no governance in Zamfara anymore. Bandits have taken over. In Borno State, they have 27 local governments. Out of the 27 local governments, only 4 local governments is where you actually see people. The remaining 23 local governments, they are actually ghost towns, but they still collect money in Abuja. They collect money for all those local governments, for all those staffs, for those who have been killed, displaced, missing by Boko Haram, who are government staffs, government workers, and all of them. They are still collecting salary because somebody is collecting their salary. So Nigeria is footing the bills for them. Now we are about to witness the same thing in Yoruba land. You know what we're going to be seeing? We are going to, in a small they start for those of you who have no idea, okay? Because the way it will start is for those who are kidnapping people on the highway, going into homes of people to kidnap them, going to people's farms to destroy their farms and kidnap them. Those ones will continue, okay? There will be those who will also prefer to take over that your small village. You see that place you call small village? They believe that people are living in this, they are taking over them. You will begin to see people from different local governments in Yoruba land where they will say they are fighting in social place and the people are now living in IDP camps because people will be attacked on their farms, in their homes, in Yoruba land very soon. And very soon as well, people will begin to fight back. But because the way they handle those who try to fight back in southern Kaduna, let me tell you why I'm telling you all of this. Because some of you may just think, why is he telling us all of this? I am telling you all of this because I don't know where you belong to. I don't know what you have in your mind and all of that. But if you are a Yoruba man, watching me right now, I am speaking to your mind and you get reason. So you have to listen. In southern Kaduna, before 2015, the people of southern Kaduna, they were able to stand any Fulani invasion. They will fight them, push them back. They will fight them, they will kill them, they will push them back. Immediately, APC took over power. That automatically changed. You know what happened? Before the Fulani started killing people in southern Kaduna, soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, they started moving to southern Kaduna. Some prominent people, they started picking them up. Then they started having pockets of violence here and there. They were really not, they were so unusual. They're so rare. They were like, some people were being emboldened to go for it. Go for it, we will support you. So you know what happened? So when people now decided that they want to fight back, they found out that they were fighting the Nigerian army. Do you understand that? It's like terrorists attack a village, and people from other village, next village, or from the town, they mobilize themselves and they moved down. The youth, they moved down with guns, with everything to go and fight. I mean, to retaliate those who came to kill people the night before. So they realized that when they move, they will just find the soldiers shooting at them, killing them, so arresting some of them. And soldiers started parading them. The sons and daughters, the youth of Southern Kaduna, they started parading them as Fulani terrorists or those who are committing crime in Southern Kaduna. You know, the news were like, oh, Fulani men attacked this village, they killed so number of people. For those of you who don't know. But you will never see those Fulani who attacked those villages paraded. But they were parading royal fathers, El-Rufai of Kaduna. They started arresting kings, royal fathers, traditional rulers in Southern Kaduna. I started arresting some big people who are like making big mouth. So they couldn't fight. They couldn't go anywhere. They started killing their paramount rulers, first-class royal fathers. The fear was so much that within 4 years, they have taken over 143 villages in Southern Kaduna and renamed them to Fulani villages today. They are burying those stories. That is the same story that will happen in Yoruba land. Okay? They will start with the attack. The likes of Sunday Igboho and many others, they will not agree. They will want to fight back. By the time they start fighting back, they will realize that they are not fighting Fulani who killed people. They are fighting the Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, who are shooting to kill them. And that's how they will now be, now that they are going to have a consensus, because they are going to have that consensus, my brothers and sisters, okay? They are going to agree that Fulanis can stay anywhere, okay? They are going to tell you that they're going to look for the criminals among Fulanis who are killing people, kidnapping people. So they will look for them and they will arrest them. Law will deal with them. The law will deal with them. Why are you going to believe that when you know it's actually going to be a lie? Which law? Where have you seen any bandits jailed in Nigeria? Have you ever seen any bandits in court? Have you ever seen any Boko Haram in court? So why would you believe any of these politicians in Yoruba land? That was what they told them. For those from the part of northern Nigeria who have fell victims of these killings. Did you get that now? They told them, their politicians were telling them, since it's Buhari now, so Buhari was telling them that they have sent soldiers. They will, all these criminals will be arrested. Body odor, body language will kill them. You know, this nonsense. So, and people were believing that maybe Buhari will do something. Buhari, I have ordered the police IG to go and start living in Borno. I have ordered the black, you know, those stories now. That is what you are going to get used to in Yoruba land soon. Honestly speaking. So you realize that the people you want to go and fight are not the people killing you anymore. They are going to be the people behind the people killing you. The insecurity will escalate. Ask yourself this question, please. Ask yourself, okay? It's been 5 years. Before these guys came in, all they were dealing with was Boko Haram. There was no ISWAP. There was no bandit. There was no Fulani terrorist. There was no Miyetti. There was no all this gang of criminals all over the northern Nigeria. Now you're going to have them in the southern Nigeria, especially in Yoruba land. And Yoruba politicians are going to tell you, don't start an ethnic war. Don't start an ethnic war. A Fulani man can live anywhere. A Fulani man can kidnap anyone he wants to kidnap. A Fulani man can do whatever he wants. Just please don't start another war. That is what your leaders will be saying to you. Is that what you're going to listen to? Is that what you're going to take in? Is that what you're going to take out there to argue with people? Why Yoruba land is better with Nigeria? Is that what you're going to go and tell people? Why you're Tifnumbu? Or why they shouldn't talk about all of this? It's up to you. I'm only here to tell you that you are going to find yourself in this state very soon. Politicians are going to continue to deny this because it is their source of power. as many of you, let me even tell you something. Maybe you don't know, or you have never really thought about, okay, you have never really thought about this, right? Now, let me tell you this. Do you know there are some of you, even though you appear scared, you appear weak to the politicians who are, throwing their weights here and there, the big men, the rich men, the criminals, you may appear weak to yourself. You are actually stronger than them. These guys are living on borrowed time. Nigeria, that position you see them in, is their family survivor. It's the only thing that their family will survive on. Being a governor is the life they want to live. That's why after becoming a governor, they want to be senator. Nigeria is what many of them have. It's the only thing they have. And if you take it away from them, you are going to finish them. They're going to be nothing. They're going to be absolute nobodies anymore. So you see all these guys parading themselves as Yoruba governors? This is the only thing they have. They may tell you, I have my life. I can go to anywhere. I can go to anywhere in the whole world. I can be anything. I don't need to be. It's a lie. They were able to talk like that simply because you gave them that opportunity that validate their criminality and call them governors. And therefore, you gave them that sovereignty, whether bought or stolen. It doesn't matter. So they are holding that sovereignty for you, saying they can think for you. And therefore, the Fulani is killing you. Doesn't really should be an issue. Come on, you should get used to it. Don't start any war. So if they kidnap you, I don't know how you are going to get used to it. I don't know how Yorubas will get used to it. Okay? But that is what they are telling you, to get used to it. And to distract you. Come on. This government is going to lift 24 million people out of poverty. Oshubade, clap for yourself. I'm not an economist. Okay? I don't even have this knowledge about their fake economy. But hey, is Nigeria economy an economy? Is the type of economic policies they are running in Nigeria the type of economic policy you can say an economist we should be proud of? Buharinomics. That's the economy they are running. They are running a Buharinomic. A Buharinomic is where a professor of law will sit down in his air-conditioned office, where you are feeding him with over 1 billion naira every year. And he will sit down and he will just consult with the gods on behalf of poor Nigerians and say, Baba God, I hear your voice. He's a pastor too. Do you know that? Fake Pastor Ruga is parading himself as a pastor. I remember when I used to call him Fake Pastor Ruga. And then you will see these Lagos Abobakus, some of these Oshogbu and Imajiris, all these on-boot slaves, obedient fools, these crump eaters, ass lickers, crump chasers, the all-risers, the Baba Sokways of Lagos State. Maiyegun, I like what you are doing, but you don't talk like that about a man of God. I say, Baba, everybody, you and your man of God. Who is your man of God? I am a man of God. I'm even more truthful than him. I'm honest than him. He's a con artist. He's a fraudster. He lied to millions of people. And he still sees himself as that superstar who is so brainy, so smart. Are you actually proud of him? That you're professor of law, educated senior advocate of nonsense. Sat and he consulted with God after knowing what they have turned Nigeria economy to, after they have destroyed lives of people, the businesses of many people, with their ruinous economic policies. Osinbajo just sat down and you're like, I'm going to help poor people. God, please give me vision. I want to help poor people. Is that how it's going to be? So I ensure that my friends who just want to know the truth and make their opinion, I make sure that they realized how fake he is. Today, everyone agrees he's a fake pastor. Fake pastor. So are you proud that somebody who is more educated than Maiyegun, who has more title than Maiyegun, who has more experience of life than Maiyegun, Somebody who has traveled the whole world than Maiyegun. Somebody who has met world leaders than Maiyegun. Somebody who is more exposed than Maiyegun. Because that is what the Buhari didn't will say. He is better than your father. I am better than my father. And every father should be proud that their sons are better than, your son should be better than you. So if Osinbajo is better than my father, I am better than Osinbajo. Yeah, prove me wrong. No, prove me wrong. I'm not going to sit down and say, I'm going to give 5,000 naira to 24 million people and leave them out of poverty. Am I mad? You guys raised money for my friends on Facebook, remember? You raised money for my friends on Facebook, and we even gave money to charity houses from what you raised. And we gave almost, we gave 5,000 naira to over 150 people. I won't forget that. They say, Maiyegun, where is your father? Baba, don't worry, my father is dead. Osinbajo is better than your father. Well, good for him. I am better than my father too. I'm better than my father. Some of you don't know my father. You know what I'm talking about. Some of you will say, oh, I love this guy. I love this guy. So, because I am better than my father, and he should be proud wherever he is now, if he can see me. So if you are comparing my Osinbajo to my father, maybe my father is even better than Osinbajo. I don't think my father will say, my father will have, even without having too much education, my father will never sit down and say 5,000 naira to 24 million people will leave them out of poverty. But a professor of law, being paid, being fed with 1 billion naira, divide 1 billion, divide 1 billion naira by 5,000 naira. Mathematicians in the house, help me out. Give me a round figure. 5,000. How many 5,000 naira are you going to see in 1 billion? That's how much they used to feed Pastor Ruga inside Aso Rock for just watching. What's that program? Again, there's this old 90s program, Coma Roll. You just put him inside one room, and they put Coma Roll on the roll for him. And whenever they need him to come and perform any of these stupid stunts, they bring him out, and he will start speaking grammar. How can you say you're going to give 5,000 naira to 24 million people and you want to leave them out of poverty? Like, what the heck? So how can you then compare such person with me? I'm not even going to reason like that. I didn't come here and say, hey, everybody, look at me. Maiyegun, poverty alleviation. Imagine that. Like, some of you will even support me if I do Maiyegun poverty alleviation program or Maiyegun yo-yo money. You know, if I do Maiyegun yo-yo money to lift 1 million Nigerians out of poverty, maybe Nigerians will even praise me. Who knows? Maybe I'm the one overreacting. Maybe we are overreacting. Dre, you are joining me tonight again. Thanks so much for not missing tonight. Dre Sean. You get what I'm talking about? All of you can sponsor me. Now, we don't need to give 1 million people money. Osinbajo did not give 11 million household money. Do you believe they give 11 million household money? That they share? Do you believe that Shadia shared 540 billion naira in 4 days by giving 20,000 naira cash to people all over Nigeria? Do you believe that? We don't need that. Just call it any name. Maiyegun yo-yo money. Yo-yo money. Maiyegun has been fighting for. Okay, fine. You can even give me that title because it's not worth it. It's not even a title. It's rubbish. It's mockery. We raised money for poor people. We didn't even call them poor. We raised money to support our own brothers and sisters affected or that will be affected by the COVID-19. We raised a lot of money. And we reach out to people we don't know. I have their record. I have their account numbers. I have their names. If you wake me up tomorrow and say, Maiyegun, that fundraiser we raised money for last year in August, Maiyegun, was it even in August? I think it was even in May. Maiyegun, that we need the receipt. We want to investigate you. I'm just going to say, don't worry. I'll send you the screenshot. Go and do your investigation with the banks and those who collected the money. Yeah, I'll send you loads of that. Screenshot. You will receive at least nothing less than 180 screenshots. That is accountability. My friends knows that, and they love me for it. Though some people don't like that. They think Why are you raising money? Are you turning to charity? I wish I could be a charity, because that's what Osinbajo has turned to. Government shouldn't be a charity, but they promised you to be a charity organization. Once they get to power, they will give you this, they will give you that, free education, free meal a day. They said they will be giving you one free meal a day. Oh boy, nobody knows in a code that you will be eating 1 meal a day. Shouldn't you eat 2 square meal a day before, Abi? When change enters you, you will be eating 1 meal a day. When you now go to the next level, you will know the difference between Fai and Fali. You will be able to easily, very easy. And you are now in the next level now. And the poverty is spreading faster. Some of you don't even understand what causes all this poverty. Why are you not getting job? Why are people more poorer? Why are the young people now roaming everywhere? Unproductive, unuseful to themselves, unuseful to the society they are. And here you are. The society still have to accommodate them, house them, feed them. Nobody really thinks about all the consequences of all of this. The increase in crime. You don't even know why all of that are happening. Now you do. It's because the man like fake Pastor Ruga spoke to God, God of Redeemed Church, the same God that Deboye possibly speak to as well. Please don't feel offended, though. Don't feel offended, though, if I say my mind the way I'm saying it, though, because that's the truth. I believe they are speaking to the same God. It was the same, it was not the same Adeboye, that said Osinbajo is his son, and that God told him that they are going to make Nigeria great. That God who told them didn't tell them that northern Nigeria people will be paying taxes to terrorists to survive. Some of you will begin to pay taxes to terrorists. They will be coming. Though you are used to paying agberos anyway. Some of you are used to paying agberos. In order for your businesses to function, you know that you have to pay them. You have to pay the tout. You have to pay the area boys. You have to pay all these jobless boys that are now flocking every corner of your street. You are not asking yourselves, why are this happening? Why are the real people not taking action? Do people really think about the consequences of all of this? Are these not security threats to you? When the whole thing, I say when they push, when the shove come to push you, or maybe now push come to shove, either way or the way, when it is time for you to shit, your yansh go open. You see, the repercussion of all of the negligence will catch up with everybody now. It doesn't really matter anymore. Maybe we can still redeem it. Maybe not. And when you see people asking that they should break up Nigeria, when you allow them to talk, yeah, emotion may be running riot in some of them. I understand. Maybe all of us, Sabi, tell you how we feel about something. But now that you know that being part of Nigeria as a Yoruba person or as a Yoruba country is a bad business, and for those who are claiming to be Yoruba leaders, they are going to sell you out. They have already sold you out. They're just going to watch you killed. They're going to continue to pretend that they are doing everything, because, listen to this, I am not going to say there are no other crimes being committed in Yoruba land. There are still armed robbers, armed robbery cases. There are still so many other crimes being committed in Yoruba land, okay? Apart from those who are doing kidnapping, but kidnapping that is so alien to Yoruba land. Before now, if they kidnap you in Yoruba land, we may likely not see you again, because Yorubas is so rare, right? That Yorubas will be like, maybe they have kidnapped him or her for money ritual. Do you get that now? But if your family member finds you again, they may likely find you in the hospitals for you to tell the story of what happened. And most of the time, people will say, I was kidnapped by ritualists. When they took me to the shrine, they put a calabash on my head. They asked for my name. They shaved my head. That was the stories I grew up getting used to. I don't know your age. I don't know your own year. I was born in the 80s. I'm actually going to be 37 years old. Oh dear. I'm actually going to be 37 years old in 10 days. I just remember that. Yeah. I was born in the 80s. Yeah. So those are the kind of stories about kidnappings we grew up knowing. Ritualists trying to kidnap you. They took you somewhere, and then your creator did not allow them to use you for money ritual. Since they cannot use you, they just send you away, and that's why some people found you I say, where? They found you in Ocean. You know, that's the kind of story we grew up knowing, yeah? We didn't grow up hearing stories of people being kidnapped, that you have to pay money to the person who kidnapped you. Although in the 90s, we started here, you know, we started seeing this one chance, you know, they will kidnap you. They will take money from you and push you down, push you out of a moving bus. Yeah. All those ones were like, you know, but I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up to know that people pay money to people who kidnap them for ransom until today. Now I know. So in Yoruba land, now they kidnap people. So this is strange. This is new to us. Now you are actually going to, when I'm robber, it's crazy, yeah. The way people try to adjust to every situation that Nigeria pushed them to, right? It will get to a stage whereby when Fulani terrorists are chasing to kidnap you, and armed robbers are also chasing to rob you, you will be running back to the armed robbers and say, see, bros, I'm so sorry. I ran away the other time. I'm very, very sorry. Please, rob me. Rob me. I want you to rob me. And if you can help me, rob me and drop me in the next street, next junction. Yeah, and take my car and everything. I give you. You know, same way that people will tell you the joke of, if armed robbers are pursuing you and you see the Nigerian police roadblock ahead, just turn back and go back to the armed robbers and say, oh yeah, what do you want to take? No, not take what you want to take. Because you see that police officer waiting for you. Now another armed robber. His own kind of greed, not too much. Okay? If he size you and he say pay 200,000, and you're like, police officer, why are you asking me for money? Right? It can kill you. So that's the situation that Yorubas will have to get used to. I don't know how best to put this to you. Okay? I wish I could say it the other way. I wish I could probably paint it in a different color. Make it sound somehow interesting to you and not scary to you. Okay? I wish. But I'm sorry. I don't know the other way to do it. It's going to happen. The reason why it's going to happen is nobody is going to take real action to stop it from happening. It's going to happen, right? The economy is going to get more ruined. People are going to leave those farms. They are not going to go to farms again. Trust me. People are not going to go to farms again. I know some of you are saying, Maiyegun, forget it. We are all Duduas. If they bring their cow, they brought their cow to Ekiti, their cows died. How many villages are you going to put that chance in? And are you working so well to build this protective charm that will send them away from Yoruba land? Are you building them in a mass to cover so many areas in Yoruba land so that at least our people can stay safe? We will not be seeing their dead bodies on social media. We will not be seeing their shattered, butchered, pieces bodies on social media, because that is what the journey we are on to now. Okay? And please, don't bring God to it. Leave God out of it, please. Okay? You can go pray to God still. All right? But don't leave it for God. Please. Don't bring that idea. Don't let anybody tell you that, Maiyegun God, please. I'm being serious. Because if you really want to tell yourself the truth, if you really don't want to get so shocked, when this whole thing begin to unravel, when everything I'm telling you right now will begin to happen, so that you don't feel shocked. Rather, you will be prepared, possibly, mentally, you'll be prepared. So don't bring God into it. Don't say, God, I know all antics that you can give. I know all the excuses you can raise. I know all the things you can tell yourself that it's going to be all right. It's not going to be all right. Okay? It is not going to be all right. And that's what you should know. And if you ask me what you should do, well, maybe we should start raising alarm. Because the effort is to make sure that nobody will talk about it. And everyone talking about it, they will become enemy of the state. Because talking about it will violate their own secret agreed code. of this power sharing of a thing, it will put them in a bad spot against their Fulani jihadist partners there. How is that difficult? Why do you, I mean, how is that difficult for you to understand? It's so easy. It is so straightforward. It is just a matter of time. Here we are. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Sunday Igboho knows that it is going to be fire for fire, or else nothing is going to happen. He knows 4 local governments in Oyo State, half of Ondo State, under siege from Fulani terrorists called bandits. And you are here, you want to gloss over it. You want to use every word to make it inconsequential. And those who are supposed to be speaking up about it, they are creating diversion. They are diverting people's attention. Now they are going to bring trader money. Trader money in the form of God knows what they're going to call it. They're going to give everyone for 5,000 naira. If they ever give anyone for 5,000 naira anyway. And again, it is just to raise the alarm because the problem remains. As they say, in Nigeria, problem no dey finish. Okay? It's a problem. Wahala be like bicycle. It no dey finish, it no dey end. I'm going to see you again some other time. Remember, you can join me again tomorrow if you have the time. Also, subscribe on Maiyegun's Diary if you haven't yet. Set your notification. Do that if you can. And to my friends, I told you, if you go on Maiyegun's Diary Politico on YouTube, there's this spreadsheet web, which is for our diaspora radio souvenirs, shirt, mug, fly, what do you call it? Hoodies, wristband, dog collars, and so many other stuff that you can come up with there. There are many others still coming on board. You know, I have guys who work for me now, who work behind the scene, doing a lot of things to get us going and perfect and better this year. Many things are coming up, and we will be running them, through your support, I'll say. So thank you to every one of you who has always been there for Maiyegun's Diary Politico, reaching out, because we are reaching out to others too, in our own way, helping those we can from whatever we're able to make from this platform. It has come to that, and people take it more serious now. So thank you so much for every support you have been given and for being always there. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Until then, tell your brothers and sisters, 5,000 naira cannot lift them out of poverty. Osinbajo is a liar. Osinbajo is a fraudster. And they will do it again and again to divert your attention from the looming danger, something that is so close to you. Before you become the victims, remember that 5,000 naira will never lift you out of poverty. I don't know the trick. There's no way. Know this, and you will know peace.
Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́ Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.